Hey, Broken World Entertainment, and just when you think things in the gaming industry can't get any worse, when you have studios firing people, games burning, crashing and burning because they've alienated fans, the developers and even the media, the gaming media, journalists and stuff attacking the gamers and stuff, well, watch out, step back and take a good look, because here comes the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, the next season, and they introduce you none other than, no, not Mr. Freeze, Miss Freeze, or should I say Mrs. Freeze. Yeah, this thing that you're looking at right here. Yeah, for some reason they felt after the Joker disaster, this was going to be a good idea. Yeah, Sweet Baby Inc. at work, because we know they worked on this game. So we'll have a look at this article, well, a bit of this article, that even the guy who writes this, even he's like, yeah, why would they do this? So it says, at this point, the fate of the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League seems to be decided. We've heard that the plan is to, indeed, finish off the promised 4 seasons of post-launch content this year. But in all likelihood, that's it. And things will wrap up thereafter due to the game's extremely poor launch and extremely poor ongoing performance. It has not been a good situation start to finish. Yeah, if you didn't know, the game didn't launch great. But currently, there's less than 1,000 people playing this thing on a daily basis. So, good luck with that. So it says, now, however, we are getting some news about Suicide Squad Season 2, ending the 2 chapters of the Joker season that only drew a quarter of its original launch numbers, with its second episode barely doing even a sixth of that. And the reveal of the gender-flipped Mrs. Freeze has many players wondering why she was chosen to spearhead a season as an extremely random character. So it's saying you can see her, and the design has been met with lots of pushback. And he says, I too dislike it. But he says this, not for woke reasons, but I just don't think it's a very good compared to something more interestingly stylized they could have come up with. So that's his reasoning, doesn't like the look of it. But the larger question is, why pick her at all? If they wanted to do a woman who freezes things, who is a villain, the DC Universe has Killer Frost right there. Well, of course they're not going to pick Killer Frost because she's too feminine looking. So he says, I guess the idea here is to learn more, or lean more into the multiverse concept, where Brainiac is pulling from other worlds. This is how we got a not dead younger Joker, and it's how we're getting a Freeze, where I guess she lives out his original story, but as a woman. Maybe it's different, but we don't know as of yet. So you are seeing this. Now, there was a Mrs. Freeze before in DC and the comics. You're looking at her now. Nora Freeze was her name. And as you can see, she looked feminine. Yeah, looked like a woman. But instead of getting this, you're going to be getting this. And just look at the two of them compared to one another. By the way, this new Mrs. Freeze will take a wild guess what her name is. No, it's not Nora. She is not coming in as Nora Freeze. She is coming in as Victoria Freeze. Because of course she is. Because what's Mr. Freeze's name? It's Victor. Dr. Victor Freeze. So now we're getting Mrs. Victoria Freeze. How original and how inspiring. There's even speculation that she's meant to be non-binary. I have seen that being said in here. But what are they thinking? What is the thought process? Like, why didn't you just use Mr. Freeze? Well, I'm glad they didn't, in all fairness. Especially Mr. Freeze from the Arkhams, which looked like this. That was Mr. Freeze in the Arkham games. And if you've never played the Arkham games, I highly, highly recommend playing them. They are fantastic games. Great story, great playability, the combat system, everything is great. I know there's a lot of people who think Gotham City is the weakest one. I still like it. I also like the fact that when you're driving around, or even when you're walking around in Arkham Asylum, so there's little Riddler side quests, where if you do one, he keeps popping up when you're doing other missions. Like, he'll pop up on the TV screen, he'll be laughing at you saying, "Riddle me this, Batman," and he give you the riddle, and it's a side quest that you can still do. But the Mr. Freeze moment in one of them games is fantastic. He's get this new bigger suit. Batman has to get this big heated armor suit. You can see it, like how good he looked. And they went from that to this. Like, she's literally in a jacket with a fur collar. Why has she got a fur collar? Why has she got that stupid hair? Why has she got hair at all? Yes, Nora had long blonde hair, but yeah, different times, different stories. Where they're clearly just trying to make it like, look, it's meant to be ice, but yeah, ice. Sweet Baby Inc., the poison of games. Look at it. That Victoria Freeze. Jesus Christ. And yeah, people have absolutely been destroying this, like full on destroying it. You can look at X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it nowadays, where it's just getting annihilated over the crapness. But and by men and women, you know, it's not just dudes jumping in going like, what the hell, there's so many. And when you look at it, one question always comes to mind when you see something like this.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Yeah. Why are you? Yeah. What were they thinking? And it's no wonder this game has died a quick death. And that the studio behind it is pretty much going under. There's lots of rumours that they are going to be shutting down after this debacle. That, like, Warner Brothers was furious with this game being such a disaster, with the amount of money put into it and stuff, that it's basically killed the studio. And it's all thanks to Sweet Baby Inc., because, oh no, we just gonna gender swap Victor Freeze for Victoria Freeze, instead of saying, well, if we're not going to use Mr. Freeze, we'll use Nora Freeze. So ridiculous. But there's your look at the new season of Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, for all 10 of you people who are still actually playing that game. So, with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.